Just basically the music there feels like music for you pumping your dick inside a person just for thrusts. That's it. There's like nothing to this music more than that. Hi everyone and welcome to another video on this channel. Today we are doing a reaction and we are reacting today Berghain versus KitKat. So we are here on the couple to couples channel. That's a cute couple from Berlin, two expats, and they're basically like a kinky couple that are talking about like Berlin nightlife. And this video is about Berghain versus KitKat. They're just breaking down like some different categories. Berghain versus KitKat, it like covers like dance floor, music, floors, facilities, and whatever, the crowd and shit. So yeah, we are just gonna react to it, and no further ado, let's dive into it.
In Berghain, you see more fucked up people. Like, remember that guy that we saw once coming up from the toilet?
Wow, he looked like a zombie.
He looked like the Joker.
What a hook! I think they're right, kind of. But do you need to judge them so hard?
Hey guys, welcome back to Couples. I'm Delphine.
I'm Juan. Today we have a very special video for you. You've been asking us a lot, like, hey, why you haven't done a video about Berghain? So we said, like, why not to compare?
At least he's not saying the Berghain, because a lot of experts saying here like the Berghain, because like a lot of Germans or like Berliners say, yeah, lass mal ins Berghain gehen, and so they kind of adapt into the English.
Her, Berghain and KitKat.
Into the English, you get me?
So to make it more interesting.
Exactly. We've been talking a lot about KitKat, that we always go there, but actually when we moved to Berlin, we used to go to Berghain all the time. We had never actually gone to KitKat until maybe 4 years ago, but like for like 3 years we were going to Berghain. It was our kind of like party spot. We wouldn't go to like any other club. So to compare the two clubs, we're gonna talk about the main kind of aspects, which are the queue, door policy, the location, the vibe, the crowd, dress code. So get ready. Music. I always forget music.
Yes,
exactly, it's true.
I really wonder what he's gonna say about the music, because they started in Berghain, basically the best music in town, and went to KitKat as regulars, right? To the worst music in town. So I really wonder what he's saying.
So yeah, let's do it. Berghain queue. It's just epic. That thing is, I haven't seen that nowhere, you know, like that queue can take blocks, and blocks is like hours. I think one time we queued 6 hours.
5 or 6. Sometimes you spend more time in the queue than in the club. That's the problem.
I just gotta say, any person that is lining up or queuing up to Berghain or to any club more than, let's say, 3 hours, as they said, 6 hours, I don't know, what are you doing in life? I mean, like, for real, you're in this queue for 6 hours, you know, doing nothing, just to go to a club, and when they're laughing, we haven't been as long as in a club as we stood in the queue. What is the takeaway? Why are you wasting your life? I don't understand it. Go to a coffee, drink a coffee with your best friend or whatever, you know, call your mother or whatever, you know, or I don't know, go to a park. Maybe it was winter, but I don't know, man. Go to a Weihnachtsmarkt. I don't know, man. Who is queuing 6 hours? 6 hours, you know? Anytime I see like a huge queue in Berghain, I will just come later. I just go away, go to Mitte, grab something to eat or whatever, meet somebody, and then come back. And then when the queue is like at the normal length, you're queuing up. And yeah, the longest that I did in the queue personally is 3 hours, and I don't know, I literally was about to leave, but only because of a friend group I stayed there. And in the queue, because it was so long, there's already like happening some consumption, and that's not a rare thing. And that's crazy. Imagine you're just queuing up and already consuming shit for the club because you're just queuing up so long. Oh my god, this is a full rant on queuing or whatever.
KitKat queue, because the club is smaller, of course you're not gonna see so many people queuing. So I prefer that from KitKat.
Yeah.
That queue is way more friendly.
Normally it's like an hour and a half, max. 2 hours if it's like a big night. Also I think why the queue in KitKat is shorter is because it's a sex club. So of course it appeals to less people. Maybe some people are also intimidated to go there, whereas Berghain is the big club that everybody's talking about. So of course more people are gonna go there, I think.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, so Berghain is really intimidating, but you know, in KitKat last time I was there, like we had like a party there, or like a small room, like a small dance floor, and I forgot what's the name of the party, foreplay I think. And you know, the bouncer, he looked at me, he was like towering up before me, you know, a big dude, white beard and shit. I'm like, okay. And he's like looking at me from head to toe, like, who the fuck are you? Are you Karl Lagerfeld or some shit, man? Just get me in, motherfucker. I was like even on the guest list, you know, and he was like looking at me like I'm the biggest piece of shit on earth, whatever, you know. I was like, bro, are you trying to intimidate me? I know that I'm going in, you know. For what are you doing this? So, you know, bouncers in Berlin, or I guess general bouncers, are like a special type of person. You basically need them, but they're like a special type of person. And like this situation, I never had like in Berghain. They're doing like way more, you know, without any pretentiousness or whatever. If they say no, no, and you just leave, taking your shame, or you just get in and that's it, you know. There is like no this. And what the fuck, you know?
So both clubs have really strict door policy, but we've noticed actually that KitKat is even more strict.
Yeah.
Because some people that would get in Berghain, they wouldn't get into KitKat. Because I think KitKat, they really see more if you have the kind of like really lifestyle to get into the club and also the outfit. Whereas Berghain, it's more like, well, if you don't look like a tourist,
you might get in.
Exactly.
Yeah. Berghain.
Yeah, you know. So the only condition is for KitKat to get in is that you're willing to put on some pseudo fetish clothes in order to get there and to fuck. And basically any other techno chat is already doing it. So, you know, in Berghain it's basically luck. Either you're regular and everybody knows you on the door, or it's just pure luck, I would say.
It's huge. It used to be a power plant. So yeah, the place is massive. I really loved the design of that place because it reminds me a bit kind of like a hybrid between Matrix and Gotham City. So yeah, inside, the first time that I saw it, I was like, wow, it's really cool because there's a lot of staircase you need to go up. And then it's like, wow, it's really cool.
and it feels really industrial.
Yes, you feel, yeah, exactly. You feel like it's that coldness of the steel. So it's like, it's really a lot of chains. So yeah, I really like that, to be fair, has a lot of character.
KitKat on the other side actually is like completely the inverse. It's smaller, it's cozier, there's a lot of like fabric, there's a lot of beds, a lot of couches, a lot of like some kind of like art on the wall, the ceilings are lower, so everything feels really more intimate and warmer because Berghain has that like really cold vibe. KitKat is just
Cozier.
really cozy, warm, and also it's really clean. People think a sex club is dirty, but actually KitKat is one of the cleanest.
It's very clean. Man, I don't know. They say it's very clean, but you know, there's also like a pool in KitKat. I would never go into this pool. And there was like this one, maybe I'm showing this article here. There was like this one occasion where everybody in Berlin, not everybody, but a lot of people in Berlin got meningitis out of this pool and out of a fucking KitKat party. So I don't know about the hygiene there. It's just, you know, Berghain feels like made in perfection because everything inside is made, you know, it's designed, interior designed and whatnot. Yeah. In KitKat it feels less interior designed. It feels like the old school Berlin DIY stuff, right? And actually, did you know that KitKat has like, I don't know how many floors they have, but at least 6 or something, and it basically feels even bigger than Berghain, kinda, you know? Because Berghain you have the 2 floors, maybe a third one, the laboratory, if it's open, okay? But you know, from the place itself, KitKat, when it's fully open, feels like kind of bigger. You can stroll more around because it's more like you know, like labyrinthy and stuff. You know, Berghain is pretty straightforward. You go there, you go here, you go there, here, you know. And then KitKat, oh, what's here, what's there, you know? There's like more adventurous type of shit in KitKat.
Yes, club I've seen, there's always soap, there's always hand sanitizer, there's always toilet paper, the toilets are spotless, whereas
Okay, one thing she's right. Toilets are very clean and there's always a toilet lady there. And yeah, that's really nice. That's one thing that she's absolutely right. And yeah, in Berghain, from time to time they close the toilet just to clean it up, but after it's opened, it's just getting as messy as it was before, you know.
Berghain toilets
Berghain toilet is
on a Sunday, it's not good.
yeah.
If you
Yeah, there's like a fucking toilet that is like stuffed with paper. It is not even getting wet because it's like so full. And then there is like glasses and anything, you know, anything. Vapes, glasses, cigarettes. You know, it feels like a huge ashtray filled with toilet paper and whatnot.
If you manage to get toilet paper, you're lucky. And if you manage to find a toilet without, I don't know how many things in it, you're also lucky.
Some mayhem, you know,
Exactly.
making the toilet. Yeah. One really cool thing of Berghain,
Which makes it pretty cool. You're not there for taking a shit or a piss, you know? It's a toilet.
it has dark rooms. So yeah, that dark room, it's huge. It's smelly as fuck, as a dark room should smell. And yeah, I have a swing, and it's like, I don't know, it's really, I don't know, it's a whole experience to be in a dark room, no?
Yeah.
I think you should experience that.
At least once in your life.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, if you are smell sensitive, as I am, yeah.
Like take a lot of effort. But that's why we actually love to do this comparison with KitKat and Berghain, because that's when you see also that the crowd is like a really different
it's
crowd,
completely
because
different crowds.
dark rooms are for like a really specific kind of crowd, and KitKat has no dark rooms. There's a lot of places to fuck, but they're all in open spaces. There's a lot of couches, a lot of beds, but they're not.
Yeah, Berghain has like the classic dark rooms where you just like there's just like a door and you're trying to look in and it's just dark. You see nothing, pitch blackness, which is pretty nice. And in KitKat, the dark rooms are basically the corner areas of any dance floor, which adds more to this like whole sex party whatever stuff, you know.
Not dark rooms per se, you know. It's actually there's quite a lot of light in KitKat, whereas the Berghain dark rooms are literally you go inside, you don't see anything. People go with their phone torches, you know. One thing I really love about KitKat is that there are so many places to chill. Like really, you can chill everywhere. Like most of all the floors have a lot of places to chill, whereas Berghain has a few, of course, places to chill, but it feels more like you go there to dance, to be in that massive hall and just dance, you know?
Yeah, because okay, Berghain is split. So Berghain is the dance floor, and then Panorama Bar is on top of Berghain, which is a different ambience. So in Panorama, you see these kind of like booths. You remember those booths? And yeah, you can chill there as well. But because it's massive, there's always a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to spot these kind of like places to chill. And there's also, I don't know if you remember, on Berghain, there's this huge swing next to the bar.
We always try to get it.
Yeah, but again,
there's always people there.
Exactly. So, but it's really cool that swing.
Yeah, that's a really cool spot to chill.
One of the things that I like about KitKat is really dark. So I don't know how is it for you guys, but when I go clubbing, I don't want to see any light, like whatsoever.
Sunlight.
You know? Exactly. For me, that's a boner killer. So yeah, in KitKat, unless you go towards the swimming pool, then you're gonna see light. But apart from that, it's very kind of like shielded, very, very well shielded.
You could spend 24 hours there, you wouldn't see that it's day.
And since you're giving away your phones, because in KitKat you need to give away your phones on the wardrobe, you also don't see what time it is. There's also like no clocks and shit. So this is like, maybe something positive to get lost, you know, in time, in space.
Daylight already, you know.
Whereas Berghain, because it's massive, you see like in the toilets. You go to Panorama Bar, you're gonna see light. So
it kind of breaks the mood, like especially in summer when the sun goes up so early. Then at like 4 a.m. you already see light. And for me, I just don't feel like, I feel like it's time to go back home, you know, when I see the daylight. So that's...
You know, I used to be like that as well, because I don't know, maybe it was like some I don't know what's the English word, like some complexes or some like some issues with myself, because I think, yeah, I'm not supposed to be here. It's already daylight. I have to go somewhere, studying, working and shit, But at some point it changed, and like, I really welcoming the daylight, especially like the contrast. If you like in Berghain, it's pitch black, and then you go to Panorama Bar and it's like softer music. And there's like this daylight shedding onto you, and it's like super nice, so like chilled vibes, and you're not feeling anymore like this like Mordor vibes of Lord of the Rings. Downstairs are more like the Ibiza vibes, it's just, it's just a bless, but in a way, a lot of people are like scared of the sunlight, but you get to love it.
That's the thing I really prefer about KitKat is you just forget about time completely.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Also, one thing I love about KitKat that you can't even take your phone with you, because Berghain you can take your phone, but they put the little sticker. KitKat you can't even take it with you. You have to leave it on your bag and they check it. And I love it because then you really just lose any notion of time, and you can't text people like where are you, so you just immersed in the club and you don't have any distraction.
Yeah, that's maybe one thing that's cool. You basically have no person that is on a dance floor riding somebody and stuff,
So next one is the crowd, which is maybe like half of the experience of a club, I would say.
I really wonder what they say. I think they posted this video like 1 year ago, but I would say like in KitKat it's 70% super straight people that are like wanna go to a swinger club, and in Berghain it's either cool people like the gay people, LGBTQAI plus, whatever, anything of that, and some random people, obviously, like that came in by luck and stuff.
And what I really love about the crowd in KitKat is, first of all, it's way more mature, and it's mainly locals and regulars that go on a Saturday night. So that's really amazing, and also you see all these kind of like eccentric characters that you are like, but who are these people, like some like old guy only wearing like a hat, or like there's always like these eccentric people.
Yeah.
And
we always see them.
We always see them every time we go there. So it's kind of like, it just feels really like a mini
Family
community.
thing, yeah.
Exactly.
Community,
yeah.
The shimmering.
I mean, yeah, KitKat has definitely its community in a way. I don't know.
Well, as Berghain, what we experience, it has kind of like two different types of crowds. So if you go on a Saturday evening, so like early Sunday morning, I would say there's more for tourists. Whereas on a Sunday night, it's amazing. It's the best crowd because you see the locals,
And the crowd is...
I really appreciate how they like the locals, and this is like the stamp for realness and coolness by not being locals. It's like feels like the tourist paradox. If you like somewhere like visiting like a country, you always want to have like the secret spots, that anybody knows, and then you just Google it, and then you find something, and then you go there, and there's only tourists there, and somebody's like selling you this idea that it's like for locals and shit, There's like always this chase of locals, but then by doing that, you're kind of pushing out the locals out of this, space.
Younger, I would say, in Berghain normally than KitKat for sure, and also it's more gay.
Completely. Yeah.
They said it. KitKat is not gay.
So KitKat, I would say, like, you really feel like the vibe and the people that go there is for this kind of like lifestyle of like sex positivity and like kinkiness and everything. So you really feel some kind of like purpose, and people are all in the same mindset, which is really amazing. And also it's way more easy to interact with people in KitKat. Like we talk like all the time, like real conversation with people that we just meet in KitKat, because again, there's so many places to chill. And people are not so fucked up in KitKat. I don't think people do so much drugs. Of course, there's always drugs, like in all parties in Berlin, but you feel like people just go there to be kinky, express themselves, and like meet other people like them.
Yes, in Berghain, you see more fucked up people. Like, remember that guy that we saw?
I don't know, Because like I feel like exactly the other way around. I think like in Berghain you find more people that you can talk to. You're even like queuing up for toilets, and then you like just get into talk with somebody, and it's just like really easy to meet people there, or like just to get into like some conversations and stuff. And in KitKat I feel like it's just like you know, you feel like a bit like Pokemon, you know, you're just walking and some random event happens, and then it's just like, what's your name, you know, like, and shit, and like getting into this like whole interaction of like mating shit and stuff. No, there's like no talk for the talk.
Once coming up from the
Wow,
toilet,
he looked like a zombie.
he looked like the Joker, you know, like his face was
Wow.
like that, like whoosh, like keep it cool, you know,
Yeah.
with the K, you know, whatever the hell he was taking.
More things.
But yes, Berghain is more destructive in that matter. Nothing
Berghain is a dark place.
against drugs, no. It's just like, yeah, you see it's more toxic and it demands more energy, starting with the queue. Like that queue can take forever, so you need chemicals, you know?
Yeah, and the place is bigger. I just feel like when we go to Berghain, it's okay, like you need a lot of energy and then you feel really tired after KitKat. I just feel like sometimes, like...
It's a different experience.
Exactly,
It's a different experience because when you go to a sex club and let's say you want to have sex with other couples or with someone, I don't think it's really clever to, die for an overdose. You know?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
To do
just
so
like
many
take a lot
drugs.
of drugs because your sex, you won't be able to perform. Whereas if you go clubbing, only clubbing, you need energy. So of course, that's why you see so many...
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he said right. KitKat is also pretty. I wouldn't say it's sober, but it's soberer because the people are there for intercourse, which makes it less cool for in my eyes, you know. Because like getting the, you know, the jigginess is important, you know. You know, it's also about dancing, you know. You want to dance and you want a trance state of mind, you know. And there it's about more like sex and to stay sober, to perform, you know. I don't go into a club to perform. I go into a club for recreational, let's say, purposes. Not going to perform there, you know, the dance of my life or like show off, you know, and you know, like, and whatever.
Yeah, fucked up people, you know? And that's why we think you meet friendlier people in KitKat.
And also because Berghain is open for like 2.5 days. If you go on a Sunday, then that's when you see people that have been there for like maybe already like 24 hours. So of course people are not as fresh. Whereas KitKat, I feel like people are always like super fresh.
Yeah.
And but you see like on Sunday night or Monday morning in Berghain,
It's an experience.
it gets hardcore. Yeah. Which I like as well, you know.
Yeah, it's part of the charm as well.
Exactly. Yeah. KitKat is kinky fetish only, which I really like. To be honest, I think now I really struggle to go to a party not at least half naked. I just feel really weird being in a party with like actual clothes on. And I just like to be surrounded by people that also are like naked or half naked. It just feels weird for me to be with people that are dressed now. And Berghain, I would say, of course, you're gonna see a lot of kinky fetish people, a lot of black. But I would say like you have like maybe 40% of people who are dressed like fully, you know, that don't look naked or half naked. So it's like a little mix. Yeah.
Yes, it's not so fetish, kind of like latex driven. It's more sporty, which personally, I prefer more because for me it's more comfortable wear like, I don't know, like shorts, you know? But as a voyeur, of course, I would rather see people in kinky outfits. For me, it's hotter, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I love my shorts, to be fair.
I know, yeah, you're more Berghain style.
Yes. So this one for me is really important, if not the most important.
Okay, let's get it to the interesting part.
Maybe the second one more important. And I think Berghain sound it's amazing, really. Yeah. If you manage to catch a Berghain night, it's quite something. I haven't experienced that ever. That sound is so specific that it will stay with you forever, seriously. Yeah. And the sound it's amazing as well. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's really, I only have heard that there
Yeah.
Seriously, even if you hear the same track in another club, it doesn't sound the same.
Right. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
It's really... It's Berghain sounds.
Yeah. It feels, and then it really brings everyone together, and it feels really almost like mystical, you know, like it's like a really strong experience to like be with all these people and have this like really strong energy from the music, and the place, I don't know, it's just...
It only
It's a temple. It's a church. Anything where you can have mystical experiences on a daily basis, on a weekly basis.
happens there.
And KitKat is good. Depends on the night. I think, for example, a night like
KitKat is good. So this is like a temple, magical, blah blah, and KitKat is good.
Berghain at KitKat is a bit too fast techno for us, but normally on Saturday nights it's like good techno, and the sound system is
it's good as well.
Yeah.
But
The sound system is dog shit. It's ass. It sucks ass. Just like anybody else in this club. I'm not joking, but like the sound system sucks ass, and the music, the techno is like techno. I don't know, like somebody listened like maybe 30 years ago, like on Love Parade maybe or some shit, you know, like super generic. It's just 0815 techno is there, you know, nothing where you wanna dance to longer than maybe 2 hours.
I think as well, because as you were saying before, it's also
just basically the music there feels like music for you pumping your dick inside a person, you know, just for thrusts. That's it. There is like nothing to this music more than that.
okay. So let's say 50% is the music and 50% is the crowd.
Yeah.
So if you have amazing music but with shitty crowd, it's not gonna do the job either.
Exactly.
So that's why KitKat, I think, is really cool as well, because the crowds, it's amazing. You know, it's really, yeah. You feel like you're in the right spot as well. So
Exactly.
yeah. So if we're only judging music, I would go for Berghain. But the crowds, I would say right now, today, KitKat.
Yeah. And also what I like about KitKat is that you have like so many rooms with different music. So
Yes.
it's good that you can really choose, because there's the Prisma room, there's the main floor, there's the Dragon room, then there's downstairs. So you have at least like 4 kind of like floor and type of music to choose from. So
yeah, that can
it's really good.
handy.
Yeah. And now to finish off, a little kind of like cute one, which is the food. So as you may know, like you can always buy bananas in Berghain, but upstairs you can also buy ice cream, you can have sandwiches. So
like the shittiest sandwiches that you ever seen. And I think there was like a talk with somebody who's like managing this shit or something, maybe the owner, I don't know. And I had like the question like, why is like the, you know, the sandwiches are so shit, or like the food is like whatever, you know, besides like the fruits, okay? And he said, no, if we would do here good food, they would stay here forever. And kind of convinced me, I got to say, you know. You got to have the shit food, so the people are also leaving, because you heard of what kind of freaks are there, you know. If you give them even like nutritious food, they will stay there like for years, not leaving this fucking etablissement.
So if you're like staying there for like 24 hours, that's really handy. I don't know how good are the sandwiches, but
Yeah, I'm not.
it's food.
Yes. No.
And KitKat, they always have popcorn. So I love it because every time you enter into KitKat, it smells like
good.
popcorn. And then meat always kind of like reminds me of my childhood when I was going to the cinema. So I love the feeling. It feels almost still that kind of like family feeling with the popcorn. And if you're lucky at the beginning of the night, on the main bar, on the main floor, they always put like some kind of like fruit platters for free. So you can just have like watermelon, some oranges, quarters and stuff like that, some grape. So I found that really cute. You know that they still do that.
Have you eaten it?
No, because I'm always scared that some people they spit on it. And
Yeah, because it's so clean there and everybody's touching it, yeah?
Makes sense, yeah.
If it was like really the beginning of the night, but every time we go it's like around 2 a.m. So I'm like, how long this thing has been? Maybe there's some like sperm on it or something. So yeah.
Never know.
So what's your favorite? If you have to choose now, you can only go to one club.
There's only one right answer to it.
Oh fuck, it's a hard one. Okay, because I'm a music person, over anything else, I will go with Berghain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but only because of
Makes
the
sense.
music.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And the place as well. The place is really cool. But yeah, music.
Yeah.
Berghain.
Me, I will go to KitKat. I just feel so good in this kind of environment with people that are all kind of like kinky, And for me, it's really important that all the crowd is like in kinky outfits. And I love that I feel so cozy in KitKat, because sometimes in Berghain, I feel a bit cold and a bit like it's not so clean, whereas KitKat, I just feel like really comfortable, you know?
It's cold out there. Cold and dark. That's Berghain.
What's your favorite club in Berlin?
Are you more of a Berghain or KitKat person? Let us know in the comments below, and we see you next.
Tell me if you're a Berghain or a KitKat person, what's the pros and cons of both of these clubs. If you haven't been, tell me where would you go first. So in this sense, this was the reaction of today. See you in the next video.